Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia. It's actually Memorial Day, so I hope everybody's got the day off and they're having a happy and safe holiday. We're going to try to have a cookout, but it looks like it's going to rain here. So today for our Mopar Monday, we are going to take a look at some older Greenlight releases. Mostly E-bodies, but we do have one B-body, couple Cudas, a Challenger, and a GTX. So we'll start first with one of the Cudas. We'll start with the oldest one. It's 1970. The other Cuda is a 71. This is actually a pretty cool color combo. The blue with this blue side stripe. Not something that you see every day, especially on a Hemi Cuda. Usually it would have the side stripe with the that looks like a hockey stick. But yeah, this one does not. It has this weird lighter blue side stripe on it, and it is original. It's a Hemi Cuda, and the story about it, they don't really tell you much about it. It just says unrestored. Also, it's original. It's a survivor. Arco Plymouth Hemi Cuda, original Jamaica blue paint, original interior, and it had 16,802 original miles. It's got the Hemi. It's an automatic with torque flight, 832 rear axle. I don't know. That's probably the Dana 60. And then dual Carter 4-barrel carbs and shaker hood with pins, power brakes, road lamps. Garage kept for 43 years. Wow. That would have been a nice find. So, and this was at Mecum or Mecum. I always forget how to pronounce that. And does it tell us what it sold for? Huh. No, it doesn't. Unless I'm like totally oblivious to where it's at. But anyways, it's still a cool car. Alright guys, get a little choked up there, sorry. So this thing does look good with the chrome rallies. Got the Mecum sticker in the windshield. Yeah, that blue stripe is very, very unique, and it's got some kind of pinstripe on the top too, but I'm not sure that was on the original car. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, maybe. I think that's just a glare of light on the body line up there. Yeah, I think they thought it was a pinstripe at Greenlight, but it doesn't look like a pinstripe to me on the real car anyways. But still, it's a good looking model. Not what you would typically expect of a Cuda. This, if I didn't have the shaker, I would have said that this was a 318 car, the way it looks. Which still, yeah, would be an awesome car to have. And what was unique about this particular series, the Mecum auction series that they released, I think this was from like 2017. Let's see here. Yeah, 2017. All of the green machines had yellow tires, which was a very unique set because they never did that again with yellow tires as far as I know. The one that was really cool to see was the yellow 70 Chevelle LS6 in that set because it was yellow with the black stripes and it had yellow tires. It reminded me of a lightning strike. It was really, really cool. But anyways, Ethan's with me today. He's wants to say something and he wants to tell you about his YouTube channel for a minute. So go ahead, Ethan.
Hi guys, it's me, Ethan. Like, my YouTube channel is called Ethan Ward. It has 70 subscribers, so you may want to check it out.
Yeah, it's Ethan Ward C2O, and he does video game how-tos and action figure unboxings, and occasionally he'll do some with diecast too. So, anyways, back to our unboxing. So, we'll go to another E-body, but from Dodge this time. Now, this is a unique one. This is one that was in a set that was all Fast and Furious cars, but they were not licensed at that time. This was Series 17. They had the Dodge Charger in black with the blower. They had the blue R35 Skyline, the 67, 68 Mustang Fastback from Tokyo Drift, and there was a couple of others I can't recall, and this Challenger. And there was a couple Chevelles, the 70 Chevelles that Dom had. So they released that series, all those in Series 17, and they did that without anything referring to Fast and Furious, because I don't think they had the licensing at that time. But shortly after, they did get it. So, very cool car. Not an original orange color. This is... I don't know, it just says orange, so, but it does not look like the lighter vitamin C orange from Mopar, and it doesn't look like the darker orange red that would be referred to as Hemi orange or Tor red. This is kind of like a fluorescent in a way, but still a good looking car. As I said, I don't mind picking up cars that look original, that may have error correct wheels like this, because back in the 70s or 80s, as like a hot rodder or something buying a stock Hemi car would have probably changed the wheels to Kragers, or in this case, like polished torque thrusts from American Racing, and detailed under the hood. So yeah, I don't mind picking these, especially this one. It's kind of a movie star car, so I put this in my movie collection next to Dom's Charger, although I did modify the Charger to give it a more pro street look, but still, everybody knows it's Dom's car with a little chassis mod. So now let's go and do our single B body for today. And this may be the oldest one of the group. This is Series 13, and this came out in 2015. Actually, I think the other one I have, the other CUDA, is the oldest release. But this guy here was hard for me to find for a decent price. They're out there, but they were like 30, 35 bucks, which was crazy. Then I found one loose and I ordered it, and the car was supposedly mint, and it looked mint in the picture, but when I got it, it had paint chips all over it, so I returned it. Then, like a week later, I found this guy for, I think it was like 18 bucks. So I pulled the trigger and went ahead and got it, because that's probably the cheapest I'm going to find out there. Although a couple more did pop up on eBay lately for 20 bucks each, which I think is a fair price for this particular model, because it's a tough one to find. And I thought it was the exact same one as what they had in the latest Graveyard Cars hitch and tow, but it wasn't. It was a blue, but it had a black top. And this is, as you can see, B5 blue, blue fire, B5 blue. So, really cool car. Tells you a little bit about it. It's the second gen GTX. Was introduced in 1968, and a mid refresh followed 1 year later. Updates include side markers, revised grille, and new tail lights, and also new was the air grabber option, which consisted of dual air intakes on the hood. So yeah, those hoods that we see on the Roadrunners and stuff with those little side scoops, they're actually functional. So this car is a very good looking car. I like the stance, the way it sets and stuff, and they use the correct size wheels on it instead of the extra wides that they usually have. So it's 1849 is the production number. And yeah, just a very cool looking car. Yeah, Greenlight does a nice job on most of their B bodies. They're releasing the 70 Superbird this year, if you guys have not heard, which is a well-anticipated car by me, because I don't have any in my collection, because I want cars that are true to scale or very close to it. I was going to buy a couple of Racing Champions ones and do some wheel swaps on them to make them look a little more accurate, but I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. And then after I found out Greenlight's going to be dropping a Superbird this year, I'm just going to hold out and wait for Greenlight and see what it looks like. I'm hoping that it's basically their 70 GTX Roadrunner with a nose cone and a wing. I'm hoping that's what they use for the tooling, because their 70 B-body Plymouth is absolutely beautiful. It's perfect. So anyways, this is last but not least, this is one of only 1,500 made, the Midnight Edition 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. This was in collaboration with Collectibles Corner. They had a lot of die-cast made for them from Greenlight, and as you can see, it's 2007, so this is back in the first couple of years of Greenlight's muscle car revolution, I guess I would call it, because they did make pace cars and things like that. I think they started in 2002 or 2004, and then finally in 2006 they started launching muscle cars and things, so a lot of people then knew Greenlight and started buying their product. But yeah, Collectible Corners, I think they were the ones that had the purple 70 Charger, the Moulin Rouge 70 Charger. I think they also have a black Daytona that I need to get. It's black with a white tail stripe. But this thing looks really good with all black. I guess this would be quad black, because it's got black paint, black interior, black top, and black billboards. Most of the time people say triple black, but that's cars that did not have the billboards. So this has the billboards, and I'm going to say that this is quad black. So it's pretty cool. It has a graphite finish or gray finish shaker, though. I would have expected it to have a black one to go along with all the other black stuff, but I don't know, it kind of fits in though, because it does have a little silver trim here and there with the grill and bumpers, wheels, and such. So a very good looking car, and it is number 762, almost exactly at the halfway point. 750 would have been halfway with the production, but very cool car to have in the collection. So the next one that I'm hunting for in the E-bodies is the promotional 70 AAR CUDA in pink from Greenlight. It may have also been from Collectible Corner, but that's kind of a error, but they're all like this. It said Hemi CUDA, but it's definitely the AAR. It's pink with the black hood, the black top, and the black strobe stripe on the side for the AAR, and it has black rally wheels on it. That's the next CUDA that I'm trying to hunt down. So if anybody has one for a reasonable price, please let me know. I found one on eBay for 20 bucks, which is a decent price, but they want like $12 for shipping, which is ridiculous. So I have to pass on that one. But yeah, the $20 price tag isn't too far-fetched. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll be back again on Friday for our Free It Friday. Unless something comes up during the week, then we will do some spontaneous video for you. So enjoy your day off for Memorial Day, and we'll see you again on Friday.